Good morning.
Morning. Mike, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. You mentioned before, really going back to OTAs, about you're just impressed by the approach of this rookie class. And having spent a camp with them now near the end here, overall, how has this class performed, and is it kind of set up to give you as much contribution as deep as any class you've had in a while?
Yes, definitely. Very mature rookie class. I mean, you can see that right away, just in their approach and their ability to communicate individually and really as a whole. You know, you always try to spend some group time, individual time with your rookie classes, and I've been so impressed with this particular group. And yes, definitely, I think it's apparent that these guys will definitely contribute early and often to our success.
Does it look unusual just from a depth standpoint of so many guys in this class being able to step in?
Unusual? No, I think it's part of our design of our roster right now, and I've been through this so many times. We talk numbers. There's 22 to 25% of your football team that changes your roster every single year, and obviously the bulk of that is your rookie class. So now, how much impact they'll have as far as play time in the regular season games, there's always variance in that. But yeah, we look for this group to have an impact.
Clarence, before we start talking, this is the longest time the Cowboys have been out here for training camp. Why did you want to be out here so long, and what's the benefits of being here? What do you like being out here?
A lot of factors. Number one, the weather, and the opportunity to train for another week in this climate. I think it's very, very important. The week back is always an adjustment. So, and the other factor was the bye week layout. Just the way it's laid out, just with the only the 3 days of practice and how you have to practice. It's regulated. I'd rather do that the week we return than a week early. So because you're on an adjustment schedule anyways. And plus we have to be indoors. The week we go back, obviously because of the transition from the weather here to Dallas. So I mean, all those factors are involved, and I think really the straw that broke the back was the opportunity to hang out with the media for another week. So I mean, that's really pushed it over the top.
Mike, Todd Archer with ESPN. Last year, the last game, you had Dak call plays. Is it something you would consider again this year, or with Trey and wanting to get him as much work between you and him? Was that?
Yeah, it's definitely part of the conversation. So. But I think like a lot of things, when I do talk about our quarterback room, I mean it wholeheartedly. It's a group that's very, very tight. We spend a tremendous amount of time together, so we feel like we're all on the same page. But yeah, that's something that when we get to the end of the week, I'll have an answer for you.
What's the benefit of that you felt last year and having Dak do that? Just to see the game from another.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great experience for quarterbacks. I've done it for quite some time. I think it's a great experience for your offensive coordinator. If he hasn't called a game, Brian obviously has called decades worth of games. So I think there's all other benefits to it, but I think it also illustrates that the ability for the quarterback, the play caller, the quarterback room, you guys are normally on the same page. So I think it's important to have that established.
John Machota with The Athletic, with Brandon Cooks and Overshown working on the chords yesterday. Is that the same plan today?
Overshown, who's the first name?
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks. Brandon won't be working today. Actually, Brandon, he left this morning for personal reasons. Everything's good. It's a good thing. So he won't practice today or tomorrow. And then Demo, we'll see how he warms up. Is the plan for him today.
And then with a guy like TJ Bass playing tackle in college, and then you guys have used him as a guard and a center, can you just talk a little bit about what the value of a player like that could bring as one of your top reserves? Well,
I think you've already stated. I mean, number one, a position flex, and I think number two for TJ is just the fact that look at all the experience that he was able to get last year. I mean, really coming right out of the gate. Zach Martin, I don't think played in the fourth quarter in 3 out of the first 4 games. So I mean, it's just to get that kind of experience for your younger players is important. So position flex, he looks very, very comfortable in there at the guard position. So had a lot of reps there, obviously with the plan we have in place for Zach. and I think he's progressed nicely, you know, as far as his limited work at the center position.
Cowboys, Watkins, Dallas Morning News. You got a lot of changes along the defensive lines. You got 2 padded practices in the preseason game. How vital is this week going to be for you to find that team?
Yeah, I definitely feel what you're saying, because you know, frankly, it's something that we've expressed. But you know, we really, you know, these are our 2 final practices in pads out here. So these are very important practices. You know, it's frankly something that was echoed today in the team meeting. But you know, I don't want to overreact to it either. I think we got to be smart and you know, make sure that, you know, we rep him properly. So he's going to go individual today. You know, get him in the pads, and we'll see where he is, and let our strength coaches, position coaches, and Brett Brown. Let's all get a handle on it. Then we'll reconvene tonight and have a good plan for him tomorrow.
Clark, Damone Clark.
Yeah.
Did he go today, or is he?
Right now, he's scheduled to be in the rehab group. Yeah.
Sajis, The Athletic. Mike, outside of the quarterback position, how do you go about identifying leaders and allocating leadership roles around your roster?
Well, I think the leadership role, you know, a lot of times, and I think the most effective is the organic approach, you know, within the locker room, and you know, obviously what you do on the field, you know, it brings credibility and fuel to that. So, yeah, I think that when you try to assign leadership, it doesn't, you know, it may not carry the long-term weight that you're looking for. So, but yes, we have a leadership council that we'll finalize at the end of camp. So we do things. That's why, to me, you have group dynamic opportunities. We have really invested more into outsourcing in education to promote the development of everybody's toolbox in the area of leadership. So I think you integrate that. I've never been one to, you know, assign it. You know, I think sometimes it naturally comes to a position like a quarterback, and you assume this guy has to be the vocal leader in the locker room. And the reality of it is, you know, that's why everybody having their own personality and the expression of their personality and how it all fits together. The organic connection is where the real stuff comes from.
Do you think that it's also a learned thing as well, where people learn how to become leaders, or is it an inherent?
Well, you definitely can educate yourself and help develop your leadership skills, no question.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4. As you move into another week without CeeDee Lamb here, how is your level of concern increased, given the fact that this drags on and you're doing so much important work without an important player being here?
Well, I think just like anything, you have to have a plan. You know, and it's something that we reconvene every single night. You know, first as a staff, and more so myself and the coordinators. So yeah, we have a plan to work, you know, each and every day. So and we make those adjustments accordingly. So when CeeDee does come back, we'll adjust and make sure that we're ready to go. You know, but right now we're preparing the other guys.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. Ryan Flanoy had that touchdown in the preseason game. What's been your evaluation of him in camp?
Oh, I just think he's a young man that gets better with every opportunity. Obviously, he had the injury, missed some time. Just love the way he bounced back. You can see the confidence from week 1 to week 2. He took a huge step. Loved his physicality. You know, run blocking and finish was exceptional. But obviously, he had the big play there, and I think he's has shown the ability to do some nice things on special teams. So I thought he had a good night out there in Vegas.
Aaron Kazner, Lone Star Live. You mentioned you're preparing the other guys without CeeDee here. How would you evaluate Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tolbert and their sort of readiness to? Yeah,
I think they're young guys that they're doing exactly what you're looking for, and it didn't just start once we arrived in California. Both those guys have grown immensely throughout the off-season program. Put in the extra time with Dak. I mean, I don't know too many external throwing sessions where those two weren't involved. So, and that's what it takes in today's climate of the NFL. Your quarterbacks and perimeter players have to work away from the facility. So I saw those guys make gains through that. I thought they did a really good job preparing themselves for camp with the extra work that they've put in, and I think it's clearly showed that those two guys have performed at a pretty consistent basis, and I'm very confident in both JTs.
Sorry.
JT and JB, excuse me.
Phillips let us know yesterday he played primarily 3 technique. And can you just talk about the rotation inside? And you got, on paper, 3 young guys that are playing the nose position. Can you talk about those?
Yeah,
guys?
I think the biggest thing is opportunity, you know, and obviously I get what you're asking, but it's, you know, how we're going to play and get into that in a big picture. You know, this is really in the time to discuss that. But yeah, you know, with the noses and those, you know, young guys having a chance to play some 3, I think is a good experience for them. So, you know, I think the biggest thing is the play time in the rotation of those 3 guys, and you see how the numbers, you know, panned out the other night. So, you know, you prefer to have 4 young guys in there in a preseason game, but I think it's great work for those guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.